Hello, welcome to Squid Nation, your source for everything nothing. I'm your host, Squid God, and I am joined by Tidge.
Hello.
So today we're going to be counting down the top 5 One Piece arcs, aren't we?
Yeah.
Just for a bit of context, I am completely new to One Piece. I've literally just caught up with Wano. That was an experience. Definitely didn't take multiple hours off my life. But what was your overall experience with Wano so far, Tyler?
I thought it was really good, enjoying it, and I love it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
IGN review right there. There's a little bit of something for everybody. But today we're going to be counting down my top 5 picks. I've brought Tyler in to judge me and to smite me about my choices, just in case I made any wrong choices. Are there any arcs that are off limits, Tyler?
Probably small ones.
Like
Little Garden probably. Like you wouldn't expect that, would you?
Little Garden.
It's good. It's not top 10 material, though, is it?
Yeah, but Orange Town is peak One Piece.
Well, yeah, obviously because Buggy Smad's in it.
Yeah, you do know. Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Right, my so let me get rid of this. Right, my number 5 pick is, I would say drum roll, but I can't remember it. Impel Down.
Impel Down. Go on.
Right. Impel Down I thought was a very solid arc in how it was structured and built, and it was just a fun little heist. It was like Ocean's 11, but good. Please don't kill me. Right. So what was your opinion on it, Impel Down?
I thought it was like really fun prison break. Considering it's One Piece, and you probably wouldn't expect that of One Piece.
Yeah. Like I said, I do love the raw emotion in One Piece, but I do prefer it when it's just being pure fun and silly. But I think Impel Down, since it's still building towards something really dramatic, it holds the weight down. So, and it was really a prelude to what would come later, but we'll get to that. And the use of the side characters as well is just insane. I mean, like Mr. Free was useful again.
Somehow.
So, and plus we got fan favourite intro to Jinbei, and the return of Croco Boy.
Can't diss Crocodile. And the best drag queen in history, Inkavov.
I can never say Inkavov's name properly unless I hear it.
Same.
I have to listen to someone else say it, and then I have to say it from that. Did you have a highlight moment from this arc?
A highlight moment?
Yeah, like the best moment.
Oh. Probably when Luffy fought Blackbeard for the first time.
Well, when Blackbeard smacks him into the floor, Papa's ace.
Yeah.
What do you think of the villains? You know, Magellan and his ward.
I really do like Magellan. Mostly because he is a threat that is literally almost impossible to beat.
Yeah. And I think Magellan's got some good comic relief and some good seriousness to him. Like, he's a very dangerous foe. And I like how you can feel that with how Luffy has to team up with everyone.
And there is a big mistake with Magellan when everyone says that he's a Loki type, which is...
He's a Paramecium, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a Paramecium.
Oh, right. So, what do you think of the other two then? So the mummy, so the guy who, the Egyptian-looking dude, and her.
Oh, her. Well, we didn't get much of her, but I liked, can't remember his name now, but Egyptian dude for now.
The Egyptian dude, yeah, let's stick with that.
Yeah. I liked him, I liked his character, and I do like how he actually got respect in the end by Magellan.
Yeah, I also do like a little side bit of One Piece, of the chapter 0 where he shows up and he's pretending to be him.
Oh yeah.
That was quite funny. But yeah, but overall, yeah, solid action. I love every level of Impel Down has its own like depth to it, literally, and have their own unique theming. And I like how it's like Luffy really got pushed to the brink of death, and I like how there was actually a consequence to that as well, because he nearly ran out of time, didn't he?
Yeah.
Which would, if he didn't go after Magellan and used his brain. I like how it shows a bit of the importance of his crew. And as well, I think my favourite bit is how it starts bringing the One Piece universe together, because we find out of Jinbei from what was hinted back all the way back in Arlong. We got Mr. Free returning, Crocodile being Crocodile again.
Bonchan,
yep. Hi, poor guy. But overall, and I think as well, it works on an emotional level.
Yeah.
And of course, the return of Buggy.
Oh yeah, and don't forget the big man himself, Cowman.
Yeah, I was a bit mixed on how the beasts were used. They're cool, but it was one of the reveal. If you wanted something a bit more serious, it was a bit of a strange. Hang on, what? But don't get me wrong, they are still badass.
Typically Catman.
But yeah, I will put Impel down at number 5. Do you think that's respectable?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to get killed for not having like something like Water 7 in the top 5, but oh well. Okay, number 4 though, I think is a popular one anyway, Ennie's Lobby.
Oh yeah, that's usually on number 1 on everyone's list.
Really?
Yeah.
I love Ennie's Lobby, but I would say with Ennie's Lobby, it definitely does have some of the best fights.
Yeah.
Like, I do think there is one pacing issue in the arc, which is, you know, when the legend himself, Solga King, and Zoro get tied up together, or Zolo. I did read the manga for some context. It wasn't the anime. But I think other than that, like, Ennie's Lobby barely has any problems, does it?
Yeah, and also it's one of the only arcs that actually has like all the fights are like really good.
Yeah, all
including Nami's as well.
Yeah, I miss Nami fight.
Yeah.
But like I said, did you have any like noticeable villains in that arc review?
Well, the top 3, you know, Kaku, the wolf, I can never remember his name as well, and Lucci.
Yeah, well, you mean the Monster Trios fights?
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know, I think Nami's fight still quite held up, and Chopper's monster reveal, that was fantastic. Also, I love how you get to see Frankie just on his little own mini quest as well, just tearing stuff up. Also, the Buster Call bit at the end I think was quite intense. But I think, like, with talking about Ennie's Lobby, there are 2 things we undeniably can't avoid, and that's Robin's flashback, which emotionally hurts his day, which actually added quite a bit of foreshadowing as well for what we would see with the Paramount War, because we got to see, you know, Aokiji, which we'd already saw anyway, but we got to see the other Admiral, you know, Akainu, everyone's favourite. And again, the insight to the world we got as well was insane. And it's nice that Robin got laid and that, like, character depth. I think my only complaint as well with that, though, is I wish she got to do more in the arc.
Yeah.
Like, if I had any nitpicks. And also, Gear 2nd and Gear 3rd. You cannot avoid that conversation.
You cannot.
Say, 2 or 3. So Gear 2nd or Gear 3rd, what would you say?
Oh, Gear 2nd then. Probably one of my favourite transformations, probably almost D, transformation in anime for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Number 1?
It's almost.
Is there a number 1 you've got?
Probably either like Super Saiyan or something like that.
Super Saiyan, right.
Because that was probably more iconic and was like had a build up as well. Well, you can use the argument of Gear 2nd didn't, but it is very understandable on how he actually got it.
Yeah. Favourite fight do you have?
Probably Luffy versus Lucci.
It is a good fight.
It is a really good fight.
And so on the subject of Lucci, I don't mean to bash Dragon Ball here, but with Super, I think Lucci is how you do the silent but deadly character, unlike Jiren, for example.
Yeah.
Because Lucci, I like a bit of his cockiness in his personality, and I like how he's just this raw force of nature that Luffy literally has to contend with.
Yeah.
And again, even like Lucci turning into a leopard, you know, disguise it, which is like meant to represent his disguise and his speed factor for him in the CP unit. But yeah, it was something that really made Water 7 completely worth it, with that build-up and reveal, and the payoff for that last beatdown is probably Luffy's best finisher. You know, the Jet Gatling. It's the Jet Gatling.
Yeah, it's the Jet Gatling.
Yeah. And it's one of the rare bits of the anime I have seen that little bit, because it was everywhere at one point, I remember, back in 2014.
Back in 2014.
I don't know, a lot of AMVs had it in, but...
Yeah, that'll do.
But yeah, there's not much more to say of Ennie's Lobby. It's great, it's fantastic, it's action-packed, and you understand why it's a lot of people's number 1.
Yeah.
Right. Number 3. This one might be a bit controversial from what I've heard. Whole Cake Island.
Ooh, Whole Cake Island.
A lot of people, right, from what I read on the internet, a lot of people seem to, like, it's either you love Whole Cake Island or you hate Whole Cake Island. Well, I think the genuine consent is everyone loves Katakuri, and that's the end of it.
Well, I've mostly saw it as people love the first act with Sanji and that. People not really enjoyed the second act with the wedding and that, but you can get people like us who actually enjoyed that. Yeah. And then everyone loves Katakuri.
Yeah, I can agree. I don't know, I think like it was a nice change from Dressrosa, because right, I do like Dressrosa fair one, but I think Dressrosa had so much going on and was kind of cluttered because of that. I mean, what was it like? Frankie versus Senor Pink, it started about what, chapter say 40, 50.
I think it was lower than
Oh
that.
no, I think it was lower than that. And then it like at the very end, it keeps cutting to it, but not enough to make it a continuous fight. I love that fight. Don't get me wrong, when it's together. But there's a lot in Dressrosa that was all over the place, and I like how Whole Cake does focus itself. Like there's still a lot going on, but it's not jumpy, if I know what I mean. Because right, you've got the plot with Big Mom and talking to her kids and Pudding. You've got the wedding and the assassination attempt from Tidge. Yep, the Godfather. Yep. You've got like and then you've got Luffy crashing the place, and then the Sanji subplot. Like, but they all like really focus together well and mash together. Like not in like this tournament scaling thing, but in this like this is an insane heist they've got to pull off. Oh, and you've got Brook and Pedro with the Poneglyph, yeah. But yeah, I thought it was just really solid on how it all came together, and the fights I really liked as well.
Yeah.
I like seeing Gear 4 being a bit getting expanded in not one but two ways. You know, with
Tank
Man and Snake Man. They were fantastic. The new levels of hockey we get to learn about. And the fact that we get to see the raw might of an emperor, which we got to saw Blackbeard, but like I say, Blackbeard was no longer in his prime. Don't get me wrong, Whitebeard and Blackbeard actually. Now I think about it, yeah. But no, Whitebeard was an absolute tank, but we got to see his fleet, but we never really got to see any proper territory in Whitebeard's range when he was alive.
Yeah.
Like the only place I can think of is Fishman Island, but we got to see that under Big Mom's control. But Big Mom is terrifying, and I love how her territory feels dangerous. It looks happy and goofy, but it emits that like terrifying aura of like Disneyland gone wrong.
Yeah.
And what do you think of Big Mom actually? Because I've heard she's quite a controversial one.
Yeah, she's very controversial because of the not because of her character in general, because of the hunger pangs that she has. That not many people like her, and it gets rid of most of her character. Well, I think. Well, that kind of being true, I always think it's also terrifying as well, and it's, you know, something that they cannot hold their own against, like, not without going to extreme measures.
Do you think it's a bit of the silliness with Big Mom as well?
I think
Do you think that's why people don't like her?
Yeah, because, like, you know, you got Shanks, you know, who's always, like, you know, just...
Being shanked.
Yeah, being shanked. You got Kaido, who's literally a tank and a monster. You got Whitebeard. And now you got Big Mom, who's more childlike in a body.
That's kind of why I like Big Mom, because it makes her stand out.
Yeah,
and I think she's like such an unpredictable character that anytime she shows up, it's entertaining. And like I know a lot of people didn't like that final chase either, which I did. I love the raw emotion with Sanji and his family. I love the flashback. I love his relationship with his sister.
Sanji versus Luffy.
Sanji versus Luffy is heartbreaking, but then again, when Luffy fights any of the crew, it's heartbreaking. And like I say, that first act is nearly perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. Second act as well, absolute fun fest. I love how Sanji actually flips it with is it Pudding? Yeah, with Pudding. They I love how that gets flipped on its head. So, and I love how Sanji actually gets to excel at what he does, you know, cooking, and he gets to please an Emperor of the Sea with, you know, an orgasmic cake.
Yeah.
I think that's the right words. And it's just fun. And again, with the and like I say, you've got such a heavy hitting arc, but you've also got like the funness to balance it out, which is how I think One Piece should be.
Yeah.
And I don't care. I like that final chase. Yeah. And I like how it felt like there was consequence with Pedro dying.
Oh, that one actually hurt me as well. Because Pedro's quite a cool character as well. And you see how he's actually like suffered just by going there.
And Katakuri, I'm gonna save spewing about on another video, but all you need to know is he's a badass. There's no going wrong with Katakuri, is there?
No.
But that's Whole Cake Island, right? That's my number 3. Controversial or not? I haven't got a clue, but I think it is.
It's very controversial. Most people would say like Dressrosa.
We're not counting Wano in this, by the way. Fair warning.
Yeah, we're not.
It's not finished.
Yes.
Number 2, Alabasta.
Yeah.
Love Alabasta. That was the arc I think that made me fall in love with One Piece. Right, I think like early One Piece is good, and then you get to Arlong, then it's really good. Right, I understand why a lot of people think like, you know, Arlong would be a better arc, but Alabasta is just a whole nother level. Right, I think because you had the payoff of that year. How long was it? It was a couple of years build up Alabasta, wasn't it?
Yeah, because it was like built up since they actually ended the line.
Yeah, but no, I think it's personally it's one of my favourite villains, Crocodile.
Yeah.
Crocodile is such a boss. I love Vivi's drama and conflict.
Vivi's very underrated as well sometimes.
I think with Vivi as well, it's one of those. She has such a presence in that story, and a lot of One Piece you get really involved in the worlds. Sometimes I think a little too much. Not as in a it's hard to explain, but I think the one that balances it out the best is Alabasta. Because I love Vivi's flashbacks. I like how you get to learn about this world in a cohesive way, and I love the chaos that Crocodile brings to it.
Oh, Crocodile, Chad.
And I love the works as a whole, his whole operation and how he's manipulated it. It's like it's like James Bond meets Indiana Jones in that way.
Yeah.
Yep. And Shonen. Also, it was Luffy's first real defeat as well, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
When he fights Crocodile.
His very first one.
That's something I like as well. You get the build up. It builds up like the other arcs. Like, oh, this is the moment Luffy's gonna win, and no, he gets his ass handed to him
twice. Both very brutally.
I get to say, what do you think of the minion fights?
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You got Bonchan versus Sanji, which I think's a real good fight.
I like how that pushed Sanji's perspective, and he actually had to use his brain.
Yeah.
Because at that point, it was just really kick.
Yeah. And I do like a lot of people's favourite fight, Zoro versus Mr. One.
Yeah, that is a fantastic fight.
Yeah.
And probably one of the coolest finishes.
Yeah. And I like Mr. One as well, because he's a pretty cool character as well.
Is it Daz Bones?
Yeah, Daz Bones as well.
There's a lot of characters to keep up with One Piece, so forgive me if I forget.
Oh yeah, and Chopper and Usopp's dynamic.
I love how Usopp is proper, really has to overcome a threat he's never faced before.
Usopp got beaten up badly in that fight.
And I like how it was a team fight. Nami and was it Miss
Doublefinger? I think it is.
Let's just say that for now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how we got Nami learning how to become a proper fighter, and it showed some really good potential with her, and it added something I think Nami needed.
Yeah, and it gave her a weapon for the first time, so she can actually be useful.
And Alabasta, that finale.
Oh, and the finale as well.
Each layer, the backup after backup plans, Luffy and Crocodile's constant back and forth at each other, the betrayal of Crocodile and Miss All Sunday, Vivi trying to stop the bomb, the place coming into war until it starts finally raining. It's such a beautiful ending, and honestly, I wouldn't mind if the series had ended there, if I'm being honest. I love what came after, but I think if that was a written ending, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
But we've still got number one to talk about. Or have you got anything else to add about Alabasta?
Yeah, I was actually gonna say, what did you think about Vivi? In the end, when they asked her to join the crew, did you actually think she would join and she would actually become a useful?
At first, yeah, I did think she was going to join.
At first, she did seem like someone who would fit in as well.
But I'm glad they didn't. I thought that was really refreshing.
Yeah.
Her saying, no, my place belongs here. I do hope Vivi does join the Straw Hats at some point.
I do think she is definitely going to return in the future.
Yeah.
Because of the setup with the Reverie arc.
Yeah. But overall, Alabasta is nearly perfect and would have been number one if it wasn't for, you probably know this as well, Marineford.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, Marineford, I think for me was the one that showed everyone that One Piece was massive. Because I remember, even before I'd watched it, everyone knew about the Paramount War. Everyone knew about, Whitebeard coming, everyone knew about the Admirals.
Everyone knew about Ace.
Yep. And I think as well, it feels like the payoff for about 10 years. It's the MCU for anime, if you ask me.
Yeah. Or the Infinity War of it.
Yeah, it was everything came together, everything was clashing. Warlords, we finally got to see all the admirals, all three of them. Well, we got to see the last one. We had seen glimpses of them and their ultimate power, but watching them go full out, we got Whitebeard's division, we got an Emperor fight in, we got to see Ace kicking ass again and actually in a stressful situation. Ace's backstory, for God's sake.
Yeah.
All just there's no way to describe how good it is. Mihawk being useful, Body-sama.
Crocodile just taking on everyone, just being a chad.
Yeah, and the unusual like clashes as well. You know, with like Croc versus Mihawk, or Doflamingo just messing with Orange Jr. or you know, Croc again. Yep. And I like how there was a sense of history with everyone. And again, right, even little moments, like how many moments can you say are iconic in Marineford? Right, Aokiji freezing in the water, you know, Kizaru clashing with Marco with the first reveal, Whitebeard ripping everything up, yet the march at the front, you know, Jinbei Fishman karateing at Luffy in front of the Admirals and that face down.
Whitebeard just saying he's Whitebeard.
It's just, there are so many elements that work. And again, I like as well, it's not a Luffy story this time. It's the story about a father and son, you know, with Whitebeard and Ace, and what it really means to be a pirate and to be a family. And it all comes together tragically. But even Garp, you know, Garp and his moment, it's an arc really about family along with war, which are two things that don't normally go well together. But in this case, oh, it's poetry.
Poetry.
Do you have a favourite moment?
Probably Whitebeard versus Akainu.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
I think we've rambled a bit on now, so. But
Yeah.
I'd say my favourite moment was probably Luffy punching Garp, and then straight afterwards, Luffy and Ace's team up. Just because you see how happy they both are, and you get a sense of history with how they used to work together.
Yeah.
But yeah, and some very heavy-hitting emotional moments. But yeah, those were my top 5. I don't know if would yours have been that much different?
I think mine would have been pretty similar.
Any of you think you would have changed?
I think mine wouldn't include Impel Down, but that would definitely be in my top 10.
Yeah. So we'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and every other cliche a YouTuber says at the end. And we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for listening.